Hey guys, what is going on? My name's Naruki, and this is a special video thanking you for subscribing to my channel. And thanks to you, I have recently reached 1,000 subscribers. Everyone says this on every YouTube channel I've ever seen. I don't think I would have made it this far. You know, the cliche, everyone says it, but still, I mean, just... Man, it's been a long trip, and it's only getting better, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, this is the part where, I tell you, if you're new to the channel, I tell you what kind of a nut job you've just subscribed to. As I said before, I'm Naruki, and I play Star Wars games. Particularly the one you see here in the background, Star Wars Empire at War, Forces of Corruption. It is probably one of the greatest Star Wars games, if not one of the better ones out there. And I started playing this about after it got released. I borrowed Empire at War, the first one, the 2-disc edition, from a friend, and I thought, wow, this is really cool. And I learned that there was an expansion for that, and I went out and bought that, and I still have the case lying around here somewhere, I think. I don't know, it's lost. But I played that to hell and back. Seriously, oh man, last time I checked how many hours I had, it was over 200, and that was 5 years ago. And that was back when back when I used X-Fire, what they more or less force upon you. You can't turn it down. Don't worry, Petroglyph isn't like EA. They don't force you to use their software that they endorse or whatever. But I used that. I made some friends, some really good friends, and yeah, I had all that. And then I started watching commentary videos, videos with commentary, much like this one. Namely, the creatures and above all, SSOH PKC. I'm not trying to acclaim him to some god or anything, but no, he's really the guy who made me start doing what I do, and you know, kept me motivated, even if he didn't say anything or, you know, whatever. I'll stop there. But if you haven't checked him out, definitely do. SSOH PKC. He's also the same guy that influenced Praskiva, aka Adam, to make videos, and about a year ago or so, maybe 2, a little bit less than 2, you know, I talked to him and said, hey, you know, I'm interested in your videos, and I really like what you do. You want to do some commentary sometime together? He's like, yeah, sure. And you know, it was kind of awkward the first time around when we played Minecraft. You know, we didn't really know each other that well, and, you know, then when Star Wars: The Old Republic got released, shortly after, I, of course, made a whole lot of, big deal about it. That was good grammar. You know, we played we played 2 characters. I played a Sith Warrior, and he played an Inquisitor. And after a while, he just dropped out of the earth. He got busy with something else. I totally forgot what. And I don't hold anything against the guy. He is really great. He is, you know, definitely check out his channel too. Plugs everywhere. But he's a really nice guy. Definitely say hi to him. Check out his stuff. And yeah, after that, we kind of, you know, we stopped playing that character because he dropped off. I think he wanted to finish school or work. I don't know. But what became that Sith Warrior was what you see now, actually, the Warrior's Tale, that is actually the aftermath of what we played. A couple months later, I say this gingerly because it could have been more towards a year, maybe less, maybe like 7 months. I could be projecting so hard I could put a PowerPoint on a wall, I don't know. Yeah, I asked him, hey, you know, can I play this again? I really liked it. And he said, yeah, sure, go ahead. And so I picked that up and never put it back down. And, you know, Star Wars: The Old Republic is a game that I've played since either the last open beta, or not the open beta, the last beta or the second to last beta. And I've stayed subscribed. I have the Digital Deluxe Edition. And, you know, great game. Great, fantastic game. Definitely buy it. I say buy. Don't try to Don't try the free-to-play. It's a terrible suckfest. Believe me. Well, actually, I should say, from what I heard, because I was never unsubscribed to Star Wars: The Old Republic. I mean, granted, there was a little bit of a hiatus in between. Same with Empire at War. Like, from now, and pre-commentary era. But yeah, that's that. I'm still planning on uploading videos on the Old Republic, obviously. It's become a staple to my channel. Yeah, so after that, well, actually going back in the timeline a little bit more, I started playing Empire at War, mainly because there weren't too many English commentary videos. Most of them were in German for some reason, and when I first started off, a lot of people were saying, "Oh my god, it's something in English!" And, you know, being German, I didn't completely understand the problem, but then again, you know, I can speak German. I have German parents. I've known German since forever. I still don't know it well. I can't write it or type it. Same thing. I can barely read it, but I can speak it fluently. So yeah, that's like kind of how I got off, I guess. I started doing something kind of unique to the YouTube gaming community thing. I'm making arm motions with my hand that you can't see. Anyways, yeah, I started doing that on a really crappy laptop. And, you know, after a while, well, actually, no. I could do it at a reasonable rate, even though I had to turn the graphics down quite a bit. But I think the people who watched it either just left or sucked up with the graphics, because I had a pretty crappy laptop. Yeah, that eventually turned into modding Empire at War, and the first mod that I played was the Absolute Corruption mod, which is still in the back of my mind a pretty decent mod. I'm not gonna lie, it was difficult to install for sure. I had a hell of a time trying to install mods, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, that was when my footage, like my frames, really started to suck. Because Absolute Corruption is basically a, it basically takes the game and adds more and better stuff to it, and that computer could not handle it. And eventually, as my computer decayed, you know, just started sucking more, so did my videos. Not to say that my quality, like, you know, audio quality-wise got worse. You know, just, it started turning into a slideshow, and eventually I bought a pretty badass computer, I'm not gonna lie. My specs, well, I have a Dell desktop right now, and I started off with an AMD Phenom X2 6-core processor, an AMD Radeon 6700 series. I still don't know the last two digits. of the processor. 6 gigabytes of RAM, 6 or 8 gigabytes of RAM, and the rest I don't know. And eventually, as time went on, I got a Blue Yeti microphone, as you can hear here. Here. Anyways, I have for headsets I gotta take it off for a second. A Plantronics Gamescom 7770? 7770? That's a thing? 777. That's it. And then I upgraded from 6 or 8 gigabytes of RAM to 16 gigabytes of RAM. You know, top of the line Corsair grade stuff. I also recently got a GeForce GTX 670, which is quiet as hell, and I don't remember why, but it was something with the input devices or something in the graphics card, like the interfaces weren't as good as they could be, so I kind of had to downgrade to what essentially became, excuse me, another 6770, you know, the original processor, or graphics card, what am I talking about? But that's fine. It is quiet, it's cool, you know, temperature-wise. The computer's still cool. And I also, like, a couple of weeks ago, got a Logitech, I can see the box at the other end of the room. I can also just look at the thing, at the back of the thing. Keyboard. I got a Logitech K750 wireless keyboard that is solar powered and really clicky, really light, exactly what I need since I don't sit at a desk. It's kind of hard to explain my setup. I'll maybe take a picture of that and post it on the YouTube since I don't do Twitter or Facebook. But basically, I sit on a chair, a really comfortable IKEA chair, and I have my 2 monitors off somewhat to the left, so I have my keyboard on my lap and my mouse on the foot end of my bed, and I can only tell you, as strange as that may sound, it is the most comfortable setup ever. Like, in the history of time, or at least my experience. Which, you know, time, my experience, same thing, right? Same thing. Yeah, then I upgraded to my computer. What was I talking about? I got totally off track. Yeah, then I started playing a whole bunch of different mods. A lot of them I abandoned because I just didn't like or didn't understand. A couple of them that I didn't like were Alliance, which I still get asked to play a lot today. Rise of the Mandalorians, which I heard got patched. But I see what are a couple other notable ones. Oh! Throne's Revenge 1.3. That was a mod that I played a bit. I couldn't really understand it. Like, the tech levels are different. Like, in Empire at War, you have to upgrade your tech levels by, like, if you're the Empire, you know, you just purchase it as, like, a unit, basically. And in case you don't know, tech levels are, new, like, if you get a new tech level, you get a whole bunch of new units. And, you know, they replace the tech levels with something completely different. And I didn't understand that, and I couldn't get any of the new units that they added into the mod, and Era 1 units are really... well, there aren't very many units in Era 1, so I thought they, you know, more or less just castrated the entire mod, or the entire game, so I'll abandon that until Corey, the lead designer for Throne's Revenge, contacted me and said, you know, hey, we saw your video, we liked it, or at least something like that, and we just want to tell you, you know, how the Era system works. And they told it to me. I'm like, holy shit, mind blown. I gotta go back and play this again, and I've played it ever since, and it's become one of my most favorite mods. And, yeah, 2.0 got released. I think I'm missing an update. Maybe not. I don't think so. And that came last year? I think 2012, early 2013. And I made a whole bunch of vids on that. That was a mod that I since played for about a year. And I stopped playing it mostly because it was kind of sort of more of the same. But also I kind of wanted to explore more mods. But none of them could just compare to Thrawn's Revenge. And a lot of people say, you know, hey, go play. Wow, the camera guy's running. Jeez, okay, that was random. You know, play Republic at War. Play Republic at War. I get 5 of those comments a day. Or personal messages. I'm kidding. And the reason why I have to say no to all of them is because, not because of my love for Thrawn's Revenge, but because I can't get it installed. You know, people keep offering me help, but I just still can't get it. And, you know, as much as I appreciate the help from you guys, you know, I'm fine. I'll wait for the update. I'm patient. You know, it's fine. Chill out, guys. I know as much as you guys want to see it, you just gotta wait for 2.0 or 1.2, 1.2, 1.3. I'm sorry, I get the next update confused. If I mean Republic at War 2.0, I actually mean, you know, whatever the next update is, because Thrawn's Revenge updated to 2.0, and but yeah, so, then I got contacted by a guy from Necessary Gaming, which is a small fledgling networking, well, not networking, gaming community by a bunch of commentators, much like Machinima, actually. Basically a mini Machinima, and they offered me a YouTube partnership. I'm like, holy shit, this is pretty fucking cool. You know, everyone wants a YouTube partnership, am I right? And, you know, so I apply. 6 months later, you know, still waiting. 6 months? Around there. You know, I wait, and, you know, I get into contact, make a couple friends with a few people, and then finally, I get my YouTube channel partnered. That was late last year, I want to say. I can't remember exactly when. But then I started making money. I can't say how much. That's classified. Well, most people say it's against their contract, but I say it's classified because I can't say. And, you know, a bunch of important people say, oh, that's classified, you know, so, you know, I'm important, at least in my world. I'm sorry, in case you're new to the channel, I think pretty highly of myself. I know it's full of shit sometimes, so grin and bear it, you know? It's not often, and I know my place. There are other people out there that are better than me, and more importantly, I respect your opinion, you know? So, speaking of opinions, if you have, like, any questions that you want to ask me, just in general, I'm open to anything so long as it's, you know, YouTube appropriate, you know, kind of like school appropriate, you know, it's not school, it's YouTube. You know, I'll answer anything, you know, YouTube appropriate. Again, my mind's going in circles. But yeah, I got my YouTube channel partnered. I started, you know, doing some more dual commentary with Praskiva. I actually started playing Star Trek Online a couple months ago, and Praskiva was like, "Oh my god, Star Trek Online! I used to play that, like, a lot." And that's when I learned that he was a huge Trekkie. Is that derogatory? I don't mean to be derogatory to Star Trek fans. But, like, so we started playing, we invite a bunch of other people who watch, and just recently I decided, you know what, you know, Star Trek's fine, but I'd rather just stick with you know, Star Wars. Nothing against the Star Trek name or anything. You know, it's not that Star Wars, Star Trek bias that I got going on. It's just, you know, the games. You know, the space combat's great, but eventually Praskova started doing stuff that gave him a whole lot of experience outside of the recording sessions, and eventually he came up with this, like, you know, semi-badass Star Cruiser, and I'm still here in my dinky little starter fighter, and I'm great. And then there are the viewers that have totally badass ships that make, you know, whatever the biggest warlord in Star Trek is, shit their pants. Like Klingons, I guess. I don't know. If there's one thing I learned in my time playing Star Trek Online, there isn't a whole lot I learned playing Star Trek, or in the Star Trek verse. What? There isn't a whole lot I learned in Star Trek playing Star Trek Online. That's what I want to say. Wait, one thing that I should mention, I do like drinking Gatorade, as I just decided to do right there, as I just kind of had a total loss of words there. Well, I have a shit ton of bottles right next to me. I never bother recycling them or taking them down to the recycling area. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So in case you ever hear stuff like that, or, you know, shit like that, that's me knocking down other Gatorade bottles. And most of the times my desk is cluttered with them, so, yeah. Is there anything else I should mention? Well, obviously, special thanks to everyone who subscribed. That was me cracking my knuckles. I recently discovered that actually showed up on my audio. I really shouldn't be surprised at all at that, but okay. Just roll with me here, alright? Roll with me here. You know, if you're new, again, welcome. If you've stayed a little while, you know, thank you so much for sticking around with me through thick and thin. Though there weren't too many thin moments. I mean, there were a couple times where I took a little bit of a hiatus, I think. But, you know, all in all, commentary's changed me, you know, not as a gamer, but as just as a person, you know. If you come into, an area where you have to, interact with other people, you know, I guess indirectly, in some parts, you have to learn that your opinion is not always right. And, you know, sometimes you just gotta suck it up, say, you know, okay, I'm wrong, I guess. I mean, it's the internet. No one can change your opinion. Of course you can be persuaded otherwise, but if you think that you like show, A, right, you say, you know, show A is the greatest show on ever? That's a thing now. And I say I like show B, or, you know, other people say I like show B. You know, and you say, you know, show A is better, your opinion sucks, then I'll say, okay. You know, what if I have to lose to say, or to start an argument? Well, obviously, in my position, starting an argument would make me look like a complete douche, and, you know, other than that, you know, it's, just really gotta suck it up, and respect other people's opinion, you know? I'm not trying to sound some kind of a paragon, but, you know, it is what it is. Man, I'm losing words, man. I'm losing words. But thank you to all 1,000 of you. Even if you don't watch my video, still subscribe to me. Thank you. And, again, the greatest way to... Well, I'll skip that part. I'll skip that part for last. No one likes that part. let's see. I wanted to say something. I totally forgot what I was gonna say. I forgot. From this, I became the biggest Star Wars fanatic I know, and I use fanatic because I don't know many, if any, people, you know, personally, who know more Star Wars lore than I do. You know, out of my personal, you know, friend zone area thing. You know, I'm probably the most knowledgeable, mostly because I just have a tendency to read like the most obscure facts and then just keep it in my mind, like ever. Well, not ever, obviously, but like you just remember it. I don't know. I'm really good at history, for example, and I think that's where some of it comes from. But yeah, so yeah. Yeah, I obviously keep my nose into whatever you know, Star Wars news is going on. You know, that new Rebels TV show, which, you know, contradicting everything that I just said about my love for Star Wars, it's going to suck, and I'm probably going to make a whole video on it because, you know, Dave Filoni, the guy who made the terrible, terrible Star Wars: The Clone Wars TV show, is also going to be directing Star Wars Rebels, which is... At least they won't be contradicting too many things. And, you know, touching on Star Wars, The Clone Wars, the new 3D thing with Ahsoka, what's-her-face, and all that shit. You know, if you like the show, more power to you. I personally hate the show because it's aimed for children, and it contradicts so many things in the Star Wars verse. It's just unbelievable. It might as well be set into an alternate universe, then I may accept it. But yeah, that's that. Again, if you have your own opinion, you're right. And you have your own opinion, and your opinion is right. I may have my own right opinion, which I think is right. Again, they're opinions. I mean, there's no use starting a internet flame war, as I am starting with myself. Ugh. Yeah, as I said, you should subscribe to the Total Nutcase, and if you've been around for a while, well, you know this. Voice crack. But again, thank you guys, all of you, for sticking around, watching my antics, and now here comes that part. Important, but I personally don't like to watch. I don't even know why I'm saying this. Like that, I don't like to watch part. Makes you not want to watch it, right? But definitely, I highly encourage you to, tell your friends about this. I'm not going to tell you to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter and Facebook and Tumblr and, you know, Formspring and all that jazz. You know, it's, you know, just share this with your friends. You know, tweet out whenever I'm live streaming, or, you know, tell your friends, because word of mouth definitely helps any YouTuber, not just in the commentary district, but, you know, just in YouTube in general. And if you don't want to do that for me, at least do it for someone else that you like to watch, because that is, hands down, the greatest way to help someone out. You know, it brings, it exposes me to a brighter, or a broader audience that otherwise wouldn't have come across my videos without your guys' help. You know, without your recommendation to your friends. So, again, thank you guys for watching. One last time. 1,000 subscribers. Again, cliche. I never thought I would have come to it, but I did. I'm proud of myself. And for the third and final time, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time.